Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's Super Sign Sunday. We start a new week. It is for me Saturday morning as I record this, the day of its publishing. And it's been an interesting morning, Goddess. Just as it's been an interesting life. We'll just encompass all of it, shall we? The accumulation of all that is our journey, our collection of empowerment experiences. Because we do get to choose. We get to choose how we view any and every aspect and facet of this journey, this experience, ourselves, our twin flames. And it's important to observe yourself when things are coming up that you really don't like feeling. Allow it a voice, because it's just the pain that is asking to be released. And as long as you allow for this to be released, it's going to allow for that which is beneath it to then rise to the surface. So you'll get to the root of that pain. But we have to allow ourselves that. We have to allow ourselves that wisdom to gain by allowing ourselves to feel the pain. And that's kind of been my morning. It's been a bipolar kind of morning for real, for real. And it was also it's also been the ascension symptoms, in the sense of my body, it feels cold, like I'm cold, but I'm sweating under my armpits, only under my armpits. So it's and I've had that again recently. It's just one of those expansion symptoms that I get when I'm stepping into a space of greater expansion of myself. And we all do this. That's what these ascension symptoms are. And that is why it is so important to empower ourselves with tools that allow us to feel more like ourselves, more empowered. This one is my all-time favorite. I literally just rubbed that on my nose, under my nose. Oh my goodness, I love the scent of this. I am a cedarwood kind of woman here. There is a connection to this as well from my past, because this is, for me, a warm blanket out of a dryer. This is safety. This is feeling so many things all at the same time that cancel each other out to nothing, all in that moment. If that makes any sense at all. You see, I was suicidal by the time I was 11. And when my parents built a log home and moved us kids in, about the time I turned 14, I had a walk-in closet that was lined with cedar wood, and my bedroom was not done in the way that it was promised. It was done in the way my mother wanted it, which was for a 4-year-old girl, not a 14-year-old girl, a young lady, shall we say. And where I sought refuge, where I felt truly held, was in my walk-in closet that smelled just like this liquid. This is my cedarwood lined closet in a bottle, in countless bottles, because I always have on average 3 opened bottles of cedarwood strategically placed. One obviously you'll see here, one is usually in my bedroom by my bed, and then I definitely have one that I carry in my purse. Okay, this is just that for me. This is one of those things that is healthy, that is grounding, that again puts me in a more centered and balanced space. There are songs that do that. Certain types of music. There are certain flavors that maybe do that, right? Tea with liquid gold in that glass. That would be locally sourced honey. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. Mesquite honey at that. Cedarwood, a tree girl. And of course, you see trees in the background here usually. Right now, I really feel like it is that space of it being Super Science Sunday, but also Self-Love Sunday. I do a sign-off Sunday. That's why I publish this video on Saturday evening. It's because it has always been my intention to have a sign-off Sunday where I disconnect completely from the outside world as the ultimate act of love to myself, so that I can focus on truly practicing love with myself, allowing myself to do whatever I want that day. And if that's to lay around curled up with my pretty kitty girl most of the day, watching old reruns of Golden Girls or Third Rock from the Sun, or just laughing, or we like to also watch these airplane crash shows. I say we, obviously me, but because it's just so fascinating that they will stick to figuring out how that plane went down, no matter how finite the problem was, and they solve it pretty much every time. But that's what and it's the evidence of staying committed to the outcome that you desire. And these investigators remain committed to figuring out why this happened, because obviously I'm a traveler. I fly. I have. Right now it's a space right now, I will confess. With that though, again, that just shows you that I'm just like you, goddess, in the respect of I'm looking for and finding my power all along my journey. At every level, every moment of our journeys, we're doing that because it is about you being in your power. And that means really, truly loving yourself. And if that means to take an entire day that you devote to yourself, then damn it, you do that. And that's what I do for sign-off Sundays. And so, again, these are just sharing with you ways to really, truly practice self-love intentionally. Maybe it's, you listen to, of course, this video on Sunday as part of your day. You spend time just thinking about all the amazing things about yourself. You look at things that you've come through from the perspective of an empowered goddess. In that, holy fucking shit, I am standing here and I overcame that, and look at what I'm creating in my life and in the world. And that's all because I am reclaiming my power. I am healing my traumas. I am no longer allowing these detrimental patterns. And I just caught 902. Oh my goodness. Wait till you hear that one. I am no longer allowing my own sabotaging habits and patterns to perpetuate. It doesn't matter where they came from, who I learned them from. In order to really be the change in this world, I have to be the change first for myself and in myself. And I have to show up as such in the world. And that is how we change the world, by showing up as the change in the world. And this means to learn how to fill your cup so full that it overflows into those around you. Thus the purpose for myself to have sign-off Sundays Have I sacrificed a lot of those? Oh yeah, it was shit show Sunday for a minute there, but that was because I was in the middle of a final up-level exam, and I'm betting, goddess, I'm betting you were too. Where these last 4 to 6 months, you found yourself in a shitstorm of what the fuck is going on here? Like, I'm not quite sure. I'm following where my intuition is leading me. I see the vision. I see what I'm being shown. And so I'm following. Yet, really? We're okay. Only to reach that outset and go, oh, that was so I can go, oh yeah, no, I deserve better than this. If you all are not gonna pull your weight in what little weight you have to pull, then I'm not pulling it for you. And old Rochelle used to do that. But new business Rochelle doesn't do that. She's like, nope, I would not hire you, I would not hire you, and I would not hire you. You'd all be fired. So it's, again, being able to recognize your worth, what you bring to the table, really honoring yourself, all you've overcome, all you've come through. There's a difference between entitlement and worthiness, a big difference. Entitlement is not worthiness, and worthiness is not entitlement. I'll be doing a more in-depth video, I feel, on that. And shall we, though, get into what the cards are going to share with us today? I do want to announce, because that's part of this too, this whole self-love. It's like the self-sabotage. We, especially as a influencer in the way that I am, like, I'm not one of those brand influence, nothing like that. I am an influencer by way of someone who is having an influence on how you show up in your life, empowered or disempowered. That's the kind of influencer that I am in what I create, my content, and how I am choosing to show up. And I have been sitting on this little podcast, video cast. I'm figuring out how I'm going to be able to record and have it a video cast. Well, I could, to have all of my stuff set up, because I don't have a special place. No. It's my entire room that I'm using here. So no special studio or setup here to be able to do my lives and to officially start Chai Time with Rochelle. I have wanted to do that for a year and a half because I love chai. I love chai. And I love to sit and sip. Again, I'm using my honey. This is my honey jar that had the last of it. When you get to the last, you put the tea in the jar, and then you drink the honey out of the jar, and you get every drop of honey out of the jar. Obviously, the honey guy taught me that little trick. But yeah, we just grab a cup of chai, because there's chai in here, which chai is tea, just so you know. That's what this is. And we just chat. We chat about that, whatever that is. And there's so much to that, which is this self-love empowerment journey, this twin flame self-love empowerment journey. So that said, it is my intention to officially have episode 1 on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. That would be March 15th. And yeah, that'll be fun. As for the details, still sorting those out, even though it's already the 12th. 10 a.m. I believe would be Pacific time with daylight savings time this weekend. So I'm going to turn to Pacific time. So 10 a.m. Pacific time this Tuesday. Huh, how perfect that aligned to start after the time change. Perfect. With that, now that I've spent 15 minutes filling you in on where I've been and where things are heading and where we are with regard to this sign-off Super Signs Self-Love Sunday. With that, what do we? Well, okie dokie. came from underneath. Well, self-love. This card, when it comes up, for those who may be new to my channel, this card is the ultimate self-love card, because you, goddess, you are the one and only person that could truly ever fully and completely love you, because you are the only one who could ever fully and completely know you. And therefore, it is your responsibility to yourself for this. Just as we've come to understand that the ships, they're with you, you're in your harbor, you're the one that's got to protect all of those, the partnership, the relationship, the friendship, that's yours. It begins with you. Every friendship that is going to be mirroring the friendship you have with yourself, every relationship, every partnership. I needed that reminder myself. Right? So, how are you really truly practicing self-love? How much time in your busy life, goddess, are you spending practicing self-love? Perhaps there's time to be devoted to releasing some anger. I know it's definitely been the case for myself. Still a little bit of things, like I said this morning, it's been a little that, whereas, I'll have a couple days, I'll be good, and then boom. But yeah, like I said though, I've been having, and it's been about a week and a half since I've had these little symptoms. 2 weeks, because it was right after the 222 portal that I was having these body symptoms. Again, sweating only in the armpits. Like I'm not like, and I'm just sitting here and I was feeling cold. I had goosebumps. I don't have goosebumps anymore, or at least at the moment. But yeah, because dear goddess, you see, it is an act of self-love to express this anger in a healthy way. This is why it's being brought to our attention to be real with ourselves as to how much are you really, truly, intentionally loving yourself by allowing yourself, to release this anger in a safe way, in a healthy way, allowing yourself to, to cry, to release pain and sorrow. Again, remember, to release that, you've got to allow for it to be released. But we tend to push things down so much. Well, stop that. Stop it. This is why grief turns into this, because we suppress our grief for so long. Finally, it has to come out as an eruption, because it's been building up and building up and building up. This is why practicing self-love intentionally, intentionally carving out that time to be with yourself, to purposely love yourself, is going to also amplify your awareness all the rest of the time when you're not in that space focusing on you. When you're out running around chasing the kids, when you're out trying to solve that world problem and out trying to cure that problem and heal that wound, that, transmute that, twin flame, collective template, whatever it is that we're doing for everybody else. It begins. The quality, the level of quality, the authenticity, the depth of impact is directly correlated to that which you experience with yourself. There's so much pain in this world that it's up to us to take delight in the blessings that abound. Samosas. Forever will I have a bittersweet connection with that word. Samosas. An Indian food that I love so much. Preferably with no meat. I like the veggie ones better. I've officially had some with meat and I wasn't, no. But yeah. And it was all because of my twin flame, RV. He made sure it almost didn't happen. We were on our way to the airport and he had the driver pull off and he jumped out of the car and I didn't know what he was doing. He didn't say anything to me. He spoke in Hindi to the driver. And he comes back, hops in the car, and he places a warm plastic sack in my lap. And I peek inside and I just smile and I look at him and I'm like, samosas. It's like, yeah, you had to have samosas here in India. Because that was the promise. And I said to him, it's always the little things that end up becoming such big things. Take delight in something so little as samosas. Appreciate each and everything that is around you. And even I confess, I have definitely not been so much in that place. Things have felt heavy. I've been healing so much and picking up so many pieces after my counterpart succumbed to the prison of forced marriage of his parents and society, the thing that he didn't want, the thing that he feared the most. And that's why it happened. Wasn't willing to do what he needed to do to reclaim his power at that time. Because there were lessons to learn. And Goddess, that's what we all have, is we all have these real world hands-on lessons to learn that we are not going to learn any other way but to experience them firsthand. This is what makes me such an amazing coach, is because I don't have a piece of paper that says, oh, I went to that academy and I read some books, took some video courses, and I got a little certification. No, I have walked what I coach. I live what I coach. Reclaiming power, Goddess. Being able to have accountability when, you're not really doing your shit. Well, I could definitely be better at that, so I'm owning that for you. Where can you own something for yourself, Goddess? Where can you allow yourself to see so that you can cultivate this deeper self-love? Because it is, again, also an act of self-love to allow yourself to see where, of course, you're sabotaging yourself. That defeats a self-sabotage defeats the purpose of it cancels out self-love. It's the antithesis to self-love. Self-sabotage? Yeah, no, nope, not your friend. Nope, no. I am so grateful for all of you who share in this time with me. I really, truly am. I confess, with everything that has been going on for so many months, I have felt so detached to detached from my content, from what it is that I'm doing and here to be. There's been so much transformation and metamorphosis underway within myself. And that's, again, what these last 4 to 6 months have been, stepping out now into this clearing as we've been talking about. So we take delight in having come through that. And that's why I acknowledge in my journey where it is that I require more balance, where I am creating more balance, because It's about leading by example. Again, that real world knowing that only experience can bring. Just as you are being called to learn how to love yourself, because so many in this world have been taught how to not. And we all lead by example by how we show up. That's it. We just be. And people will see. So you're now being asked to, again, create more balance in your life, which is why we come back to this sign-off Sunday. The day, maybe it's Saturday, sign-off Saturday, whatever it is, or it's, sign-off Sunday night. Something where, again, it is about you disconnecting from things that actually drain you. And these devices, social media, all these things they drain us. They're created to have that effect. And we have to take responsibility for ourselves to bring ourselves back into that balance, to bring ourselves back into alignment with that cultivating self-love space. Okay. My little dress here. I'm wearing one of my favorite dresses. Ooh. Well, there it is. It's allowing yourself to see and integrate the shadows. That's the whole point. Your shadow self is not your enemy. It is the part of you that is the lesson. It is the opportunity to reclaim your power. It is the challenge to say, hey, we're not in that place anymore. Say, hey, you realize that, we're doing this to ourselves. We don't need to keep telling this story. We don't need to keep sabotaging ourselves. We don't need to keep denying ourselves the love that we want to give to others, but really need to practice giving ourselves first. And so just take some time to dance, So often we can view the mundane chores as, mundane and boring, and I say to you that you can change all of that by putting on your favorite music, dancing while you're washing the dishes, dancing while you're sweeping or mopping. You can dance while you're doing most any chore, just saying. But then you're cleaning your space, you're clearing your energy out of you. You can do that on a self-love Sunday. I do that too. Laundry, things like that. And that's because also I can sit on the sofa and technically fold my laundry, even though I don't do that so much because cat fur. I kind of would like them to go from the dryer to my bedroom or the hanging space, right? Because I hang things and dry things, right? But that's going to feel good because you're cleaning your space. And I'm not talking an all-day thing. It's because even if you, like me, I may choose to just lay around the rest of the day, but I do have those spaces where I'm like, okay, I need to move and do something. Sometimes that's usually what Sundays are. It's for that day of that recovery space of and cleansing and purifying the energy and the days that I didn't really love myself very much. So, boy, I think I'm doing that today where I keep saying, so, yeah. And here we go then. For this self-love sign-off Sunday, Super Sign Sunday. In what ways then are the divine feminines, are the goddesses rising being asked to further rise? Well, that was upside down. So the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Right? So you're recognizing this. This is why it's upside down. When it's upside down, it's like the opposite of what the card is. So, this is like a resistance space. You're kind of like, oh my gosh, it's happening to me. Where's this? You're starting to really, really, really know that it doesn't happen to you, goddess. It happens for you, and it happens mostly from you. I suppose for and from, it's an equal thing. It's an equal bag. It's happening for you, for your expansion, for your learning, for your growth. It's happening from you because you are the point of your attraction. You are that which you are attracting. And that is why you are eager. You're ready to really start to put these boundaries down and call your energy back and recognize that, you know what? It's really not my business to be all up in what's going on over there. I really don't have power over that. So you know what? I'm going to love me more, and I'm going to leave that alone and let them have their lessons, because my lesson is to learn to love myself more and to mind my own business, because that's none your business, because I really don't want people all up in my business. So why am I going to get up all in that? Why am I going to invite, because that's what this is, goddess, inviting other people's drama into your life, and you really don't have any control over it. Obviously, if someone comes to you and asks for your advice and guidance and support, that's different. And then it comes to a point of being able to recognize that, well, wait a minute, you're not taking my advice and guidance. You just come and you want to dump. You don't want to just vent and go make changes. You want to just come and keep dumping. Well, I don't have time for that bullshit anymore. Again, act of self-love. This is why when we really begin to recognize in our lives what is serving us and what isn't, you will be better and better and better at cutting out or minimizing, cutting down or cutting out that which is contradictory to what you desire to be creating for yourself. Thus and therefore, self-love empowerment. So you are really recognizing this based on the results that you have gotten and you continue to get in your life, especially being able to reflect on where you have been long ago, having been in that victim mentality. You're like, whoa, you can really see it in others around you. That, man, I'm so grateful to be on this self-love empowerment journey. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be awakening and aware of what is really going on in this world and the power that I possess within myself to stop allowing the stories in my own head to ruin what I desire, because I choose. And what other... Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, look. Trust the niggle. What is the feeling trying to tell you? This is why you've been, again, recognizing the necessity for taking that time with yourself. And wow, did the equilibrium in my ears just shift? So what is your intuition telling you? Just keep listening to that, goddess. Intuitive hits, right? It's all coming together. Just as long as you just keep listening to your intuition. Look, your guidance is divinely guided. Just keep listening to your intuition, and you're recognizing that it doesn't have to make sense to your finite, self-sabotaging ego mind. That you recognize so much more clearly now that you are not your shadow. You are not your ego. You are an infinite soul being having a temporary human experience. You have an ego. You are not the stories that the ego tells you that you are. You can choose to transmute those and transcend them. And we all have that power, and that all comes down to cultivating and truly practicing self-love, being that beacon that you've come to be. And that means it has to begin within, though. That light you're here to shine, goddess, it's inside you. So keep trusting. Keep trusting your intuition, because that's what's gotten you this far. It's what's going to get you all the way through. Because you're rewriting the future. You're healing this. You're breaking the chain. The more you listen to your intuition, the more you succeed in breaking that chain, healing these ancestral patterns that are interwoven in the entire collective. That's why your work matters. That's why you specifically matter, because you are the one healing your ancestral line. Most likely in most lines, in most generational lines, there's only one. There might be two, maybe siblings, maybe an aunt or an uncle. Most likely it would be an aunt. But perhaps you're it. That's why you are so important, goddess. That's why you matter. You are not here for nothing and no reason. You are so loved. You are so loved. And I just, all of a sudden I just needed to smell my cedarwood. It's just that's an expression of love for me, is this aroma. This is love. This cedarwood aroma is love for me. What is love for you, goddess? What makes your light to shine just a little bit brighter by experiencing whatever that is? What is that? Amazing. And with that, now that we have a full board here going on, a full house, we got a full house. Yes. Let's okay. Oof. Yeah. You know, admittedly, how do I feel about my twin flame journey at the place and space where it is? That I'd rather just say cheers. Let's keep doing what we're doing, baby. Because we're changing the world by changing ourselves. And we're changing ourselves by healing ourselves. It doesn't mean anything is wrong. It just means that we're making it right about knowing, the truth that always has been in our infinite worth of that which we've always been worthy. All right. One more little splitzeroo. And shall we see what the Divine Masculine has to say for the crew? Now there's number one. Truth. The truth of you. The truth of your connection. The truth of your counterpart. The truth of your mission. The truth of your reason for being here. The truth of the worth of you, the value of you, the pricelessness of you. And the shadow disguises the truth. It hides the truth. Because, and especially in this world, the truth is so out there that most people don't want to know. So they'd rather believe a lie than accept the truth. And that is what we do when we believe the stories in our shadows. Is rather than accept the truth, most often the truth being that I had a role in that. I have to accept the results, the outcome of those decisions, of those choices. I have to be the ones to take responsibility now as an adult for my own healing, that which was done to me as a child, as an infant, teenager. Because nobody else is going to do for you the things that you must do for yourself. That is how we reclaim our power. That is how we can, again, come to know the truth of who we truly are. Far beyond the limitations of this world, realm, and dimension. There's been blackbirds coming up and quite a bit lately, and raven. First I want to look up blackbird, and then we're going to look up 902, angel number. Well, obviously it could be a good omen or a messenger of bad news. And it can fly as a messenger of death, which again with the polarity card, it could also be the, the ego death, right? Because it is the ego that is the aspect of ourselves, like we've said, that is the shadow, that is the one that's addicted to the pain and the suffering. Well, blackbirds love to explore new places and travel. This teaches you to explore the new you or your true self. Well, there we go. They symbolize intuition. That's very much the very first word, intuition. And we have right here 3 cards associated with intuition, right? Seriousness, intelligence, protection, adaptability. Yeah. So let's see, raven. I want to make a new little square. Raven. Known for its intelligence, insight. Ooh. Ravens are seen as keepers of secrets and implementers of change. Ooh. There. These spirit animals become manifestations of strong spiritual power and clairvoyance. Yeah. Symbolizes the cosmic forces that are at work in your life and all the things you can achieve with the power of your imagination. Oh my goodness, and I just looked up at the little timer at 44:44. So let's check out, oops, wrong app. Let's check out, because I do not have my Dropbox open for all of my angel numbers here. But let's check out 902 and, well, now 4444. Wow. Wow. Let's see. 4444. Symbol of balance. Balance, harmony, and good organization. Hard work and efforts soon to pay off. You are being divinely supported. Look, your guidance is divinely guided. Wow. Keep your focus on what you desire to experience. Remember, again, this is again here that you are recognizing that you are the one creating your experience here. So keep focusing on what you would like to continue to experience. It's not wrong to want material stability. Invest in your comfort and security. So that's 4444. Whoops, 902. 902. Find your brave. Feel your courage. You are here to make the world a better place. Oh my goodness, that is exactly the very beginning when we had that number that came up. What were we talking about, right? How to be the change. You are here to make the world a better place. There is no such thing as mistakes, only lessons on the way to success. You came here with a purpose, on purpose. You are braver than you believe. Take your time. It's all divine. Be here now. Oh my goodness. Like, for real. That's it. That's it for today. The Divine Masculine is, again, really supporting this connection by way of the third dimension, right? The lower self out in this world, right? That's living this life is definitely on his journey of finding his own truth, the truth of himself and the connection that he has with you or she, right? So be aware of how much you are really loving yourself. Are you really loving yourself? Because even I can admit, as a self-love empowerment coach, that, I was so neglecting my health and myself that my hand eczema that I hadn't really had for years started to crop up again these past couple months. And it's just that whole wow, because your body will tell you. You have to be the one to listen. That's why I say it's been 4 to 6 months of a very intense up-level exam experience, and now it's time to recalibrate, re-anchor, and expand into this space. That's how we go and grow, goddess. It's what we do. We really learn how to find our power on this journey so we can keep rising, thriving, and flying, taking flight, really truly living the life that you desire to live, no matter what your counterpart ever says and does. And I understand, I know, goddess, I know very well that yearning inside to want to be with your twin. I get it. I truly, truly know that pain. I'm here to tell you, I also know how to transmute that pain, how to continue to shift through it, to release it, to transmute it, whatever needs to be done for you to step into your power. And that's what I get to do when I work with clients. It's what I get to do. Everything that I went through and I endured is the very thing that qualifies me to get to do this, that has brought me to being in this place of being able to be in this space and be coaching for years now. Years I've been coaching, and it's just mind-blowing. Old Rochelle, pimped out, drug addicted, 112 pounds, strung out, hardly slept, never slept. It wasn't real sleep. Abused, traumatized, raped, gang raped, assaulted, arrested. That version of Rochelle never could have imagined this life, this kind of service was what I would end up in, as compared to the service-based business I was in back then. So if you'd like to have an opportunity to finally get unstuck and reclaim your power, to break free of the twin flame trap, right? Of being so attached to your counterpart that you're just constantly suffering and missing him. Or just to break free from a family trap, a relationship trap, whatever that space is that has you perpetuating self-sabotage. That's the ultimate trap, is that of self-sabotage. I'm here to help you find your power so you can break the fuck out of that. So, with that, goddess, you can book a session, 30 minutes or 75 minutes, at iamempowered.as.me. I do encourage you that, as one who has an inbox with an open heart policy, you can certainly email me, love@empowermentexperiences.com, if those 2 days of the week don't quite work for you, and perhaps something could be worked out outside of my normal schedule hours. Sometimes I'm, a little flexible in spaces, of course. Going with the flow, right? Because damn it, I love what I do. Love it. All right, goddess, with that, I am here for you. And I'm here to remind you, as I always do, that the power is in your hands. Because that power has always been inside of you. Namaste.